Thank you, Paul and Jim. Makino Film Archive is an extraordinarily rich and promising resource for research in East Asian film. You can see by looking at the list of papers to be presented today just how rich and what a broad range it covers, with papers on China and Korea as well as Japan, and on a wide range of topics on Japanese film. I think you can get still a further notion of this, actually, if you look at what some of you may have looked at and others not, the present draft of the arrangement list for the Makino Collection. Just picking out a few items at random: director files, critic files, film production company files from film studios, scenarios 1923 to 1990, post-war magazines, pre-war magazines, movie theater handbills, photos and posters, audio-visual materials, old and new film books, and a whole series of subject files on amateur and small-gauge films, animated film and comics, pre-war art, censorship, 1908 to 1994, film organizations, music songbooks, film school textbooks and shooting techniques, proletarian film, psychology, theater, wartime materials, World's Fair materials. It's a collection of just extraordinary range, variety, and richness that we are amazingly privileged to have with us in the Starr Library, and available to the faculty of East Asian Languages and Cultures, my department, but to faculty across the university and to faculty from other institutions as well. I'm going to repeat some of Paul Anderer's thanks, but this time on behalf of my department, East Asian Languages and Cultures, just to pick out a few of the individuals that Paul has already thanked. Obviously, of course, our thanks should go first of all to a man that I had hoped to be able to meet today, whom I've never had the privilege of meeting, Makino Mamoru himself, for, as Paul says, his obsession and his vision in assembling this collection over a period of decades. Next, I want to thank in particular my good friend Amy Heinrich, who took the initiative, who saw that this could happen, who persuaded the Central Library that it could and should happen, and who solicited and received the initial donation of $250,000 from Donald Keene. Amy is to be saluted for her vision, her persistence, her hard work in making this begin to happen, and making it happen truly. And also to Jim Chung, who picked up the ball and ran with it, showing the energy and vigor and verve that he has shown from the moment he arrived to us at Columbia, putting the weight of Starr Library's energy and resources behind the processing of the collection and its use by scholars. To Jim Neal and Damon Jaggers for having the vision themselves to see how valuable this collection could be, and for lending the library's full support to its acquisition and cataloging, etc. To Donald Keene himself, did I already say, for his characteristic generosity, let's face it, in specifically the generous donation of the $250,000 that led off the funding of this collection. To Beth Katzoff, Makino archivist, for the hands-on work of the processing, cataloging, maintaining, and making the collection accessible to scholars here and elsewhere in the world. And finally, and most importantly for the moment we're at today, to Paul Anderer and Hikari Hori for the rich and hard intellectual work of organizing this extraordinary symposium that demonstrates precisely the range of uses to which these materials can be put and the richness that they afford to scholars. So thank you on behalf of East Asian Languages and Cultures to all of these people. Thank you.